Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game. HawK versus 15 Sway, this game taking place here on Amazonia. On the top right hand side of the map, we have 15 Sway spawning as the blue Night Elf. Meanwhile, on the bottom left hand side of the map, we have HawK spawning as the yellow human. Human versus Night Elf 1v1 matchup. Not much to really talk about here during the early stages of this matchup. Altar of Kings most likely will be showing an Archmage or maybe a Mountain King. Nope, gonna be an Archmage here going up against a Keeper of the Grove. The Keeper of the Grove, a very strong tempo-based hero, able to branch out after getting to level 3, whether he wants to harass with Entangle or those Treants, and then getting a secondary hero too. Demon Hunter 2nd has become pretty popular, as well as we're looking at the Lightning Shield now, dishing out a bit of damage. Keeper of the Grove now out here onto the battlefield. It looks as though that Renegade Wizard will get taken down. Gloves of Haste will be dropped. Treants now joining in on the fight as the Ancient of War trying to share that damage while not getting a last hit in. Meanwhile, these Treants here will finish off this Rogue, perhaps leaving behind an Archer and some Treants to finish off as the Keeper of the Grove tries to branch out somewhere else. Meanwhile, down to the south, Archmage going to quickly pick up a Gloves of Haste for himself as well, get to level 2, and also clear out this difficult creep camp. Ring of Superiority, +1 to every single stat. Not quite as good as that Circlet of Nobility, obviously, but, well, Archmage is now on his merry way as well. Amazonia, Keeper of the Grove, both sides going to exchange a little bit of blows. No entangle there, simply too many units for the Keeper of the Grove to really try and entangle and trap a unit to shut him down. Meanwhile, Water Elemental going to get summoned. Easiest way to deal with these Water Elementals during the early portion of the game is simply let their timed life come to an end. Be where they are not. Make your human opponent try and summon that Water Elemental in a position where it's not going to be altogether that useful. And you can see already a third or almost half of that Water Elemental's timed life has pretty much been doing absolutely nothing. Coming back off to the north here, well, Archmage coming back around Militia now clearing out this Murloc Nightcrawler creep camp, which will give a little bit of experience to that Archmage and perhaps buy some time for that Archmage here, as the Archmage wants to get in some additional damage as well. There's a I'm not quite sure what that was. Was that a detonation or not? A Water Elemental now being dropped as the Archmage taking far more damage than originally expected, as the Water Elemental is now heading back off to the north. This Water Elemental timed life pretty much not gonna do much at all, as the Keeper of the Grove still able to put the pressure and threat of an entangle onto a Footman and to the Archmage, making it difficult for HawK to do any creeping. 15 Sway going to be backing up here. Tech to tier 2 about halfway done. Hunter's Hall should be placed down. There it is. And then we should be going into some Dryads as well. Once those Dryads are out on the battlefield, Abolish Magic should make short work, as the Kobold Taskmaster, well, going to get taken down here. All right, Water Elemental, who's going to get the last hit there? Keeper of the Grove picking up an additional Gloves of Haste. Just still a fast attack speed, as the Treants getting in some damage now. All right, who's going to get the last hit off on there? It looks as though the Keeper of the Grove did in fact get that last hit, as a Kobold Tunneler falls and another Kobold Tunneler to get shut down as well. Keeper of the Grove will stay at level 2, just shy of level 3, making up for a little bit of that experience. Meanwhile, Archmage now dropping in a Water Elemental. Who's going to get the first kill here? Both sides, it looks like, will be able to get to level 3 pretty quickly. And once level 3 is available, who's going to get those entangles off? Alright, entangle onto a completely suspecting Footman there. Level 2 entangle, ensuring some easy damage. Meanwhile, one Footman going to get taken down off to the north here. There goes another entangle as well. Keeper of the Grove does get the final shot here, as another Footman could get taken down as well. Alright, even if that Footman is taken down, I believe HawK should be the one to deny it. A little bit more experience. Nope. There is that denial, as we suspected. Coming back down to the south side here, Water Elemental Archmage now going to be picking up a Naga Sea Witch. That's going to be a very fast second hero. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter is going to be the second hero coming across from 15 Sway, as the Keeper of the Grove is going to be forced to try and retreat back. There is another entangle onto another Footman as well. That Footman was low on hit points and, well, will just get shut down. Gloves of Haste on the Naga Sea Witch. And for those faster cold arrows, Archmage has that Gloves of Haste still, as the Keeper of the Grove will retreat all the way back, use these Moonwells, and then start moving out. We are looking at dual Ancients of Lore getting set up. There's that Ancient of Wonders, no Moonwell capacity, as that Demon Hunter is in that front line spot. Didn't tech evasion first, hasn't even teched anything at all, as the Demon Hunter, well, slices and dices his way through a pretty easy green creep camp. Off at the 9 o'clock side, Naga Sea Witch getting closer to that level 2 spot, does have the dual Gloves of Haste, gonna have a faster attack speed to try and apply that cold arrow, and that Keeper of the Grove, well, it may not be able to shake off that cold damage fast enough, as the Keeper of the Grove tries to back around, gets an entangle onto a Rifleman, summons some treants, but without a Staff of Teleportation, really has a long walk all the way back home. No Goblin Merchant Shop, or Goblin Merchant Shops not visited yet. So normally the Keeper of the Grove has a Staff of Teleportation for this type of harassment behavior, but we actually don't see that here. Keeper of the Grove is going to try to defend this Ancient of War. That's the follow-up question here. Keeper of the Grove does get back up a little bit more hit points. Ancient of Wonders is now done. As is now done, as the Naga Sea Witch gets up to level 2. Ancient of War giving that level 2 there. So Fork Lightning in addition to Cold Arrows, as the Demon Hunter now has priority to mana burn down both of the human heroes. Alright, as HawK is retreating back here, gonna clear out some more difficult creep camps. Archmage and Rifleman here, they should not be doing a level up. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter and well, Keeper of the Grove, Demon Hunter may try and level up by himself here, clearing out a relatively difficult creep camp with only the help of the Druid of the Claws and these archers. Keeper of the Grove purposely keeping his distance, as level 2 mana burn could be key in this upcoming fight. These Forest Trolls will get taken down, and well, it looks as though that Demon Hunter will get to level 3. There's that level 2 mana burn to go after the Archmage and that Naga Sea Witch. Are we going to see a detonation? No detonation in time. Rifleman, Priest are ready to go. Footmen here. Army's not going to make their way off to the north. Treants are now getting summoned, and here we are. Here's that pressure. No Dryads. We are now going to the Druid of the Claw with Mastery training. Druids of the Claw need a little bit more here. Perhaps we're going to see some rejuvenation. Druids of the Claw trying to retreat back, as the Mastery training is now done. There's a roar, and now we have, Druids of the Claw going to go ahead and start transforming. There's another rejuvenation there, as the Druid of the Claw down to 21 hit points. Looks like he gets a Staff of Preservation back home for a little bit more additional hit points. Meanwhile, both sides fighting their way through. That's going to be another Druid of the Claw taken down. Cold arrows making it difficult for that Druid of the Claw to retreat back. So much damage, 39 supply compared to 51, as HawK is just going after these targets. Quick scroll of Town Portal to retreat back out though. No more mana burns, as the Druids of the Claw are able to stay alive. One Druid of the Claw taken down, more rejuvenations here, but this could have been much, much worse for 15 Sway. HawK forced to retreat out there. Not quite sure what forced the retreat, as he did have a decent sized army, but perhaps he was afraid of that Moonwell advantage. Demon Hunter now looking to clear out some more creep camps here. This will give time for 15 Sway to try and rebound, as we see this Archmage is sitting at level 4 with Adept Priests. Rifle casters here, no slow being applied. Sorceresses now getting to get trained up off of this, all of this off of one Arcane Sanctum and no Arcane Vault. Coming back to the fight on the south side here, it looks as though that Druid of the Claw should get Staff of Preservation. There it goes, but the Riflemen have been able to focus fire pretty consistently. There's another rejuvenation, but the Staff of Preservation cooldown is not about that fast. There's going to be a little bit of time here, as the Orb of Venom going to try to finish off another Rifleman there. No finish off. Nope, does finish it off with the auto attack here, as the Druid of the Claw and other units are still looking to retreat back. All right, Demon Hunter, Keeper of the Grove retreating back there. There's that Orb of Venom damage over time. 50 over 54 supply compared to 48 over 50. Units getting teleported back home to be saved back up. We are going into Abolish Magic, but there's only one Dryad out on the battlefield so far. 15 Sway looks like he's coming back strong. Meanwhile, Archmage is looking to clear out some more difficult creep camps, perhaps get that Naga Sea Witch to level 4. Tome of Agility +2 and being left behind here as the units could try and engage. Alright, there's a little bit of Orb of Venom damage, and here we are going into the engagement. Staff of Preservation for the save again. Demon Hunter now being forced to try to engage while being slowed down as the Druids of the Claw are just swiping away at that Archmage. More damage getting racked up here, but well, Druid of the Claw getting taken down. Alright, more damage coming back across. There's some more rejuvenation. Treants are going to get taken down. 48 supply compared to 53. Both sides fighting their way through as the Demon Hunter. Is he going to mana burn again? Yes, Archmage unable to drop a water elemental here as Druids of the Claw, even with Roar, unable to combat against this army. 51 supply compared to 44. Treants are just slowly giving more experience to the Archmage and that Naga Sea Witch as the Demon Hunter able to duck away safely. Alright, there goes another Rifleman there. It looks as though that Druid of, or that Keeper of the Grove is just trying to rack up as much Orb of Venom damage over time as that Rifleman is constantly getting healed up, able to, well, force that Keeper of the Grove to retreat back. Alright, back at home, a number of low hit point units, they are going to get rejuvenated back once more. Druids of the Claw are constantly getting retrained, and I think that is going to be the big difference there. Even though the supply has shown to be about the same throughout many of these fights, it feels like 15 Sway has constantly been trying to train up an additional unit or two. One or two more units back at home being the big difference there, as we're looking at a 43 supply army going up against 50 once this Rifleman, well, pops on out. Alright. One Druid of the Claw getting trained up here. Another Dryad low on hit points. Another battle up in the front as we see another mana burn go down onto that Archmage. Archmage, well, actually caught in that frontline spot. Another Druid of the Claw is going to get taken down. Yes, does finally get shot in the back by a Rifleman here as more damage getting racked up. Priest continuing to fire as we see a big Roar trying to add a little bit more damage. Dryads trying to remove all of that slow ends up getting shot by a Rifleman here, now giving level 4 or level 5 to the Archmage. Archmage, level 3 Brilliance Aura, as hasn't been able to drop down many water elementals, is unable to drop another water elemental there. The Demon Hunter doing a great job here, constantly using mana burn to keep the Archmage in check. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove could have a little bit of a bad day here. More damage getting racked up. Low hit point Druid of the Claw, no Staff of Preservation. Druid of the Claw dies as the fireball finds its target a split second. 13-month anniversary almost feels. Well, thank you, PJ Nom 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 for the 13-month sub. Yeah, subs definitely do help and support the channel here. Also brings a little bit smile to my face as I realize I'm still cared for on the internet. Anyways, coming back around here, Rockle, I'm going to go ahead get cleaned up here. Naga Sea Witch not going to get to level 5 as the Archmage is nearby, absorbing some of that precious experience. Meanwhile, Granite Golem in the frontline spot here is going to start doing those little weird claps. No, he is not. He's actually doing a weird dance back and forth, and this is going to be an easy clear for HawK. 15 Sway doing a similar thing off on the other side of the map here. We see some rejuvenation. Demon Hunter, Keeper of the Grove, only one Staff of Preservation between the two, but instead going dual Orb of Venom as the units are, well, simply going to walk back again. It looks like HawK is going to be pushing with a very large army off from the south side here. Rifle Caster working out much better than I expected. 2-0 upgrades with those priests. All of this off of one Arcane Sanctum, one Barracks, and hasn't even bothered with an Arcane Vault. If you're able to get these priests out early, you don't need that Scroll of Regeneration at all, as we see a mana burn go down onto that Naga Sea Witch. Alright, more damage getting racked up here. Fork Lightning finding 3 targets as the mana burn once more finds on that Archmage. Wisp trying to get some detonations on that back line. So many of those priests and sorceresses topped out on mana, and that's what's keeping all of these Riflemen alive. That auto cast heal, while keeping those units so far strong and good. A Keeper of the Grove now finally sitting at level 5. Are we going to start looking at some entangles here as the Druids of the Claw now trying to dive on in? Alright, trying to find those targets. A lot of low hit point units. Riflemen Rifleman able to just shoot and scoot constantly, backing up, getting a little bit of separation and distance, and then unloading those rifles onto the Druid of the Claw, dealing terrible, terrible damage. Coming back across here, Druid of the Claw going to get taken down. No, Staff of Preservation for the save there. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter trying to, well, slice his way through that Archmage. Slow once again getting dispelled, and then reapplied again as the Demon Hunter down to 67 hit points may end up getting taken down. He ends up falling, and so do the chances of 15 sway. There's the GG. HawK, well, being forced to use a Scroll of Talent Portal earlier, minimizing the losses for 15 sway, but in the end it doesn't matter. HawK still coming out with the overall victory, a slow and steady win there. And a couple of things to note, all of that was built off of a single barracks, single arcane sanctum, without an arcane vault. That rifleman, rifle caster, normally it is dual arcane sanctums to try and train up priests and sorceresses at the same time. This I believe, has to be a build that HawK has practiced a lot and was just able to maintain his production throughout. Hats off play, top tier play by HawK, taking down 15 sway. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.